Hey everyone, it's Caitlin and welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you some easy and fuss-free vegan snacks that are perfect for the holidays. So it's 2020, or at least when I'm making this, and the holidays are definitely going to look different for a lot of us this year. We might be celebrating with a smaller group, we might not be in the mood to celebrate as much, or maybe we want to bring in all the Christmas magic that we can. Either way, I think we can all agree that whether you're hosting or trying to make an elaborate meal, it can be kind of overwhelming. So I wanted to come up with some very fuss-free, holiday-inspired snack ideas that take like no time at all, use very simple ingredients, so you can still impress yourself or your significant other or whoever you're making them for, but not really feel a lot of pressure to make them or have to spend a lot of time or money in the kitchen to make them. So that brings us to today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Thrive Market. I've been working with Thrive for a while, so you're probably familiar with them, but if not, they're my favorite online retailer that sells all of my essential vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, fair trade, etc. products and brings them straight to my door. So it's very easy and fuss-free, and with all the stress for the holidays, I don't want to have to worry about going to a ton of different stores to get all of the small ingredients that I need. So I love that Thrive Market has all of my favorite products all in one spot. So I got all of the non-perishable products for this video from Thrive Market, and if you live in the United States and you want to check them out, they have two different membership options now. So you can either sign up and try it for 1 month for only $9.95, or you can join for a year at only $5 a month. And when you sign up for a membership, you can choose a free gift up to $24 in value, so you get a little extra bonus, and you're also gonna save money because their prices are often less expensive than my local grocery retailer. I love to shop on Thrive. I know if you're a member, you probably do too, and if you're not a member, go ahead and check it out, but for now, let's get into the video. First up, we're going to make a cheater cheese ball, or at least that's what I like to call it. This recipe always is a hit when I make it, but it's so easy to make. So we're essentially going to be making some toppings for a cheese ball here. I like to use fresh dill because it reminds me of pine trees, so I think it's more holiday inspired. But you can also use parsley or another herb if you would like to and have that on hand. Next up, we're going to be chopping some pecans. I got mine from Thrive Market. I love how they have a wide variety of nuts and seeds at really good prices too. And then last but not least, we're adding some cranberries for a pop of color and tartness. And I really like how the cranberries play with the fresh herbs to get some sort of Christmas colors going on. So the secret to this cheater cheese ball is just literally buying vegan cream cheese from the grocery store. You can make your own online, but it's a lot more complicated. And I found that when I do this, people are just as happy and impressed with it. So I literally just empty it onto a plate. And then my trick here is to use a knife to sort of round out the edges of the cream cheese to make it look more of like a ball form, and people will never guess that it's a tub of cream cheese. And we're actually going to be using the leftover cream cheese later. But now all that you have to do is just coat the ball in your toppings. I like to start with the pecans and then the cranberries and then the dill, just to make sure every surface area is nice and covered. And that is literally it, guys. It takes probably maybe 3 to 5 minutes to make. So I'm just serving it with some Simple Mills crackers that I got on Thrive Market, but you can serve it with any type of cracker or whatever you would typically serve with a cheese ball. And then you just serve it with a knife and spread it on the crackers. And I like how the cheese is actually nice and soft because it makes it nice and spreadable. Next up, we're going to be making some chocolate turtles. I have 2 variations on this that I'm going to show you, and we're only going to need 3 simple ingredients for this recipe. First up, we're going to be using some pretzels. I'm using these gluten-free pretzels that I got on Thrive. They are my absolute favorite. And we're also going to be using pecans because that's a classic turtle ingredient. So sometimes you make turtles with pretzels, sometimes without. So I'm going to show you 2 separate ways to make them. I'm laying some pretzels out, and then I'm also laying 3 pecans out. And both of these things are going to be serving as the base for our chocolate covered caramel, which, you know, maybe 10 years ago, you'd be like, oh, you can never make this vegan. But in today's day and age, we have cocoa melts, which are so good. You guys have to try them. They're chocolate covered coconut milk caramels. And as always, I got them on Thrive Market. So you just pop these on top of the pretzels or the pecans. It's seriously that easy. And we're going to bake them in the oven at 300 degrees for around 10 or so minutes until the chocolate is nice and melted and the caramel sort of starts to ooze out, like you can see here. Then while the chocolate is still warm and melty, we're going to top everything with pecans. Since the chocolate turtles already have pecans on the bottom, I just top those with some coarse sea salt, and you can set them aside to chill. You can also put them in the fridge or the freezer if you want to speed that process up. But once they're nice and hard, I'm just peeling them off of my nonstick mat here and then popping them on a plate to serve. I love this recipe because there are 2 fun variations of it, and you can easily make as many as you want for a small crowd or a large crowd, or even if you just want a little snack, you can make like 1 to 3. It's a perfect balance of salty, sweet, crunchy, caramelly, holiday goodness, you know? When I think of the holidays, I think of chocolate and like fun, easy treats, and these fit the bill. Next up, we're going to be making stuffed dates 3 different ways. So I feel like stuffed dates are very classic for the holidays, and they're also a popular vegan snack idea. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to make it. We're going to be using our Thrive Market measurable dates, which are these soft and gooey dates. So before you stuff any of your dates, you want to make sure to remove the pit in the center. You can use your fingers or a knife, and sometimes they have a little stem on top. So I would just double check that. If it has it, I'd remove it because it's not that enjoyable to eat. So first up, we're going to be making bacon and cheese stuffed dates. So I'm just using the leftover cheese from our cheese wheel. You could also use another store-bought softer vegan cheese or make your own at home. There are tons of recipes online, but I'm just stuffing between 1 and 2 teaspoons of that into each date. And again, you can make as many or as few dates as you want. I'm just showing you 3 as an example. Then I cooked up some store-bought vegan bacon and just chopped it into crumbles. And now I'm just gonna put it on top of the dates. Very easy, very simple, but you know, it looks fancy and it looks like you put a lot of effort into it. And if you don't want to use store-bought vegan bacon, you can also make your own mushroom bacon or tempeh bacon. I have a recipe for that one on my blog. Next up, we're going to the sweet side and we're going to make some almond butter and espresso stuffed dates. I found these chocolate covered espresso beans on Thrive Market and they are delightfully addicting. So same process here. We're just going to put a little bit of almond butter in each of these dates and then stuff it with our espresso beans. These are crunchy, sweet, creamy, the perfect afternoon pick-me-up or evening snack. And then last but not least, we're going to go with more of the classic almond stuffed dates. I'm using these tamari almonds that I got from Thrive Market, and then I am covering them in some melted chocolate. So for this one, I like to actually close the date around the almonds so it's a little more compact. And I'll show you how to melt chocolate in just a second. You can use your microwave or double boiler, and then I'm just topping mine with some flaky sea salt to make it look a little more presentable. So we need to let those set and cool. Again, you can pop them in the fridge if you want, but that's it. So again, you can make all 3 of these recipes, you can make 1 of these recipes, and you can make as little or as many as you want. So if you're just enjoying these by yourselves or you are celebrating with other people, this is still very fuss-free and easy and delicious. Last but not least, I'm going to show you how to make chocolate bark in 3 different holiday inspired ways. Chocolate bark is very, very easy. You essentially just melt chocolate and put whatever the heck you want on it. So I'm going to use the double boiler to melt my Thrive Market chocolate. I just have a glass bowl over a pot with some boiling water, and I'm going to stir it occasionally. As you can see, the chocolate starts to melt, and you're going to continue to do this until the chocolate is about 80% melted. And then at that point, you're going to take it off of the heat and stir it until all of the chocolate has completely melted. You can also do this in the microwave. It's a little easier, but I actually don't own a microwave, so I can't do it that way anymore. But I will type the instructions for that in the recipe notes below, so you can check that out if you'd rather use the microwave. Once you have your chocolate melted, you're just going to put it onto some parchment paper. I have mine on a baking tray just to make cleanup a little easier. Then use a spatula to spread it out so it's relatively thin, but not too thin, because we still want our chocolate bark to have some thickness to it. So my first idea is chocolate peppermint bark. I'm literally just taking a crushed candy cane, putting it on top. It's festive, it's fun, and it's very, very easy. And then next, I'm using some pecans and cranberries for a more, I would say adultified, because candy canes can be enjoyed by adults too. Just a different twist on holiday bark. And then last but not least, I like salty and sweet, so I'm using some of the tamari almonds from Thrive Market, but I wanted to still make it kind of holiday-y, so I'm putting some holiday colored sprinkles on top, which is totally optional, but I think it's festive. And again, you can make 1 of these recipes, you can make 3. You don't have to do them all on the same piece of chocolate. I was just doing that for convenience and to show you. So once the chocolate is set, I'm just using my knife to separate the sort of section so we don't get peppermint with cranberries and pecans. But then I like to use my hands to break the bark up. I find it looks more natural and more bark-esque and organic, if you will. But that's it. You can plop them on a plate. Again, make as many variations of this or only 1 variation. Serve it to your guests, and it's so easy to make, but it still looks like you put the effort and love into something, which you did, for a nice homemade treat. Alright guys, and that's it for this video. I hope you liked all the different recipe variations. I didn't include exact measurements for these recipes because they are very customizable and expandable. So you can make a really small amount if you just want to have a holiday movie night with yourself, or maybe you and a friend or significant other, and just make a few of these treats, or if you want to make them for a larger group of people or have some snacks you can have like for the week or something, you can make a larger batch too. And they're really easy to modify with whatever pantry ingredients you have on hand. And if you're still missing anything, don't forget you can always check out Thrive Market bookmark it by clicking the link in the description below. So leave a comment below or give this video a thumbs up to tell me you liked it and if you want more holiday inspired cooking inspiration, because I'd be happy to do that for you. I feel like this year we really gotta lean into that holiday cheer and keep ourselves going through the end of 2020. We're almost there. We can do it. Holiday cheer, sprinkle fingers everywhere. But yeah, I hope you guys like these recipes. Also, if you notice in the back corner, I got a hard copy of my cookbook, so if you haven't pre-ordered that yet, it comes out on December 8th, and you get a free bonus guide of 8 extra recipes if you pre-order it. So I'll have a link for that down below too if you want to check it out. I'm getting very excited to share it with you. So yes, there's a light at the end of the tunnel for 2020. I think that's all for me today though, so I'll just say bye now. Thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great day and continue to have one, and I look forward to talking with you guys virtually soon. Bye.